Did any of you guys see Breanna Stewart yesterday? Walking into the game. This is one of those things where I'm like, might be hilarious. Hilarious. Because if you guys haven't seen what brand she is wearing, and everybody knows that Chris DeMarco has not done what he was expected to do. He was expected to be a really, really good, he expected to be a really good coach. He was expected to be a person who came from the Warriors. And sometimes the NBA coaches work, sometimes they don't. Like Tibbetts worked out, they got to the finals. Sarama seems to be working. DeMarco's not. That being said, the brand she is wearing, brain dead coach. Brain dead coach. Oh my God. Like, there is no way a player would accidentally wear something that says brain dead coach. And I didn't even think this is a real thing. Nope. Brain dead and coach have a collab. Brain dead coach. Like, that has to be one of the most, like, shocking things I have seen. Like, you're actually wearing a top that says brain dead coach. And I get it. It is a collab. It is a fashion thing. I'm sorry. There is no way while your coach is currently in the hot seat, when people are wondering whether or not your team is going to fire their coach mid-season, because there is talk about that, and you rock up at the top saying brain dead coach. Like, Stewie making a point. Zoom in, view post activity. Wings players, I have a shirt for you. Like, personally pay her fine. I know it's a brand collab, but Stewie is usually very pointed with her clothing. Stewie's not dumb. Stewie is not dumb. Let me say that much. Breanna Stewart is not dumb. She basically called out her coach while having the ability to deny it and say, "Oh, it was just fashion." And that is what I will say is one of the, if you want to call out your coach, one of the smarter ways of doing it. But how much do they hate the Liberty coach? Genuinely. The season's not even over. And like, I get it, you're the 8th seed. But like, when Phoebish plays, you're the best team in the league. When Phoebish, Satu, Stewie, and Astier all play, you're the best team in the league. You have been the best team in the league. The problem is now, if I'm looking at it, the players are probably pissed because, you know, one of the 5 greatest players in the history of their, let's say 10 greatest players in the history of the franchise, is currently just not playing. And by the sounds of things, they have no interest in playing Benijah Delaney-Hamilton, partly because they don't want to give her to another team and make another contender better. And they know her value is nothing. That being said, they did lose the last 5 games Benijah Delaney-Hamilton played, but to start the year, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They were 11-1 in the first 12 games Benijah Delaney-Hamilton played this year. They were 11-1 in the first 12. It is one of these things where clearly clearly something is going wrong with the New York Liberty. I do feel like the Liberty again they're not far enough that it's panic mode. First round of the playoffs is best of 3. The Liberty have already beat the Lynx. The Liberty have already beaten the Aces this year. If the Liberty end up as the 8th seed, they've already won the Commissioner's Cup. If they end up as the 8th seed, and then they go out and play Minnesota in the first round, I think they're confident they can beat Minnesota. If they push up to 7 and face Vegas, they're confident. They are confident that they can beat Vegas. They're confident they can beat any other team if they're healthy. Phoebus looks like she'll be back in and around the World Cup break. At the same time, like DeMarco has been extremely iffy. All I'll say is iffy. Because again, if you look at their loss last night, I'll talk about the call in a little bit. That was ridiculous. But if you look at the score here, all right, what's going on here? Beck Allen played 27 minutes. There was no minutes with Nigel Lee Hamilton, but there was minutes for Dev Contract Marine Photo. Astia with 19 points. Look, if we're being real here, Sabrina hasn't showed up. That's the biggest problem this year. But when they get their full team back, the New York Liberty are going to be really, really good. Really, really good. And it feels like they're not playing. It feels like DeMarco's doing an NBA thing where, okay, we're trying to trade Nigel Lee Hamilton, or, we're just going to send her home because, I don't know. Like in the NBA, sometimes there's vet players and they just kind of send them home. I kind of get why the players are calling their coach or implying their coach might be brain dead. I kind of get it. I really do kind of get it. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, it is a weird way to go into a game, I have to say, where one of your biggest games of the year, I'm making sure as hell that is and that is the way things are. But yeah, that is it, I guess. I'll see you guys for this specific part of the stream.